Hello everyone, welcome to Naughty Hooker Studios / workshop / as my wife puts it, the office. So I want to give a little backstory to this next video that I'm putting out. We promote our YouTube channel and pictures and stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and for the most part, we've been getting a great response from everybody, and thank you very much. We appreciate that. But recently, we've been getting some posts saying how we're ruining our fishery by catching these red fish, and it kind of got to me. Really ruining the fishery, in particular Strawberry Reservoir. That's where we spend most of our time up Strawberry. And I took my mom up to see the spawning kokanee up at the fish trap up there by the Strawberry Visitor Center. And I was talking to this kid, asking him some questions, and he said, "Hey, would you like to meet, see if Alan Ward, the Strawberry Project leader?" And I said, "Oh, I'd absolutely love to. That'd be great if he's got the time." And I told him, I said, I have a YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Instagram, and if it was okay that I publish it. And he said, sure, that'd be great. And big thank you to Alan. It was very nice of him. And so this is a video, or kind of an interview about the state of kokanee fishing at Strawberry. I try to put it into some kind of format that's interesting. I don't know if I accomplished that, but I think the answers to these questions and about kokanee fishing in general at Strawberry are absolutely fascinating. So please, I'm a beginner still at producing these videos, so watch this, see what you think. If there's some questions we didn't ask that you'd like to know about, please drop those questions down in the comments. I can still do another video possibly with Alan. I'd appreciate some feedback on this one, because this video is just about to me, as important and entertaining as some of the videos we produced with the fishing. So again, hey, thank you everybody for your support, and that we'll be coming out with a few more kokanee fishing videos. We've got some informational videos on our down riggers, our gear, some of the other things we do to catch kokanee. So stay tuned for those. Watch for those videos coming out. If you're liking the videos, give us a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos, and look forward to seeing you on the water. The state of kokanee fishing at Strawberry Reservoir.
Strawberry Reservoir is one of Utah's largest reservoirs. It is located just an hour and a half from Salt Lake City. The reservoir is known for producing large cutthroat and rainbow trout, and is one of the best kokanee salmon fisheries in Utah.
Why were kokanee first introduced into Strawberry Reservoir?
They were introduced as an additional sport fish opportunity after the 1990 treatment of the reservoir. Another reason was the fact that they can compete very well with chubs by occupying the open pelagic zone of the reservoir, and can forage very well on the abundant zooplankton in Strawberry.
What is the life cycle of kokanee in Strawberry?
Kokanee life cycles can largely depend on growth rates and overall condition of the fish. At Strawberry, most of our kokanee mature and spawn at what we call 3 years old, technically 2+, with a few 2-year-olds spawning early, and some, the larger ones, holding over to 4 or even 5 years old. In other waters with lower productivity than Strawberry, most of the fish may not mature until 4 or even 5 years old. After spawning, all, males and females, mature kokanee will die.
How many kokanee are stocked into Strawberry, and how is that determined?
We typically try to stock 400,000 kokanee into Strawberry annually. However, this can largely be determined by how many eggs we are able to take at our trap facility. Some years we have less than that, and other years we have stocked more based on egg availability. Much of this can also be determined by how much room we have in our hatchery system, which is also limited.
Is there any natural reproduction from the kokanee?
We can get as much as 50% of our kokanee from natural reproduction. Some years less, some years more, depending on conditions. Kokanee can be very unpredictable, with a lot of ups and downs in their populations.
What are some of the factors that impact kokanee survival?
Shroud, predation, stocking rates, disease, etc. can all affect survival of kokanee. For anglers, and for our egg-taking needs, we are largely relying on one age class of fish, and if that age class survived well, then fishing will be good, but if they did not survive well, predation, low stocking rates, etc., then fishing will not be good. With other species, like cutthroat, angling can rely on several age classes of fish, so if you have bad survival one year, hopefully the other year classes will be good to make up for it. We don't have that buffer as much with kokanee. Obviously anglers can impact kokanee populations, but not as much as with some other species. Kokanee only attack lures out of aggression, not for food. I have personally looked at thousands of kokanee diets over the last 21 years, and the only thing we ever find in their diet is zooplankton. Therefore, you have to make the fish meant to get it to attack the lure, and I am certain that some kokanee are pacifists, and never do attack the lures. Therefore, we always end up with a large proportion of the kokanee population that will make it through their last summer to spawn. At least 60% survive angling pressure to spawn from my best estimate. On the other hand, with rainbows at Strawberry, which also have a more liberal limit, over 85% of the rainbows are harvested by anglers in their first year in the reservoir, with very few surviving to their second year.
What measures, if any, are being taken to improve kokanee survival rate?
We are a little more limited on what we can do with kokanee populations than with other sport fish in Strawberry. With other fish we can simply grow them larger in the hatchery to get better survival, but we cannot with kokanee. If we hold kokanee too long in the hatchery it really messes up their physiology, growth, survival, and reproduction. When hatcheries have tried to grow them to 6 even, the kokanee will mature at only 1 year old, and they never get big. Studies have found that stocking them as fry, or as large as 3-4 is fine, but try to grow them larger and it does not work very well. Also, our hatchery space is limited, so it is not merely a matter of stocking more, which can also be limited by spawning fish availability, and stocking more does not always translate into more fish available to anglers either. Some years we have doubled our stocking quota, but never saw any more kokanee 2 or 3 years later from that group. Again, kokanee are a very unpredictable fish.
Approximately how many kokanee spawn in a year, and how does this year look?
From recent data, I probably have somewhere around 60,000 to 70,000 spawning fish in the reservoir. Some of these will go up the streams to spawn, which we try to promote for trapping purposes. However, our streams are far too small, or even dry on a year like this, to ever accommodate that many spawning fish. Some will spawn in the reservoir, but I do not know how successful those are. On a good year, we will have 12,000 kokanee come into the Strawberry fish trap during the fall, and on a bad year only around 800 will. This year we have had around 1,100 come in so far, hopefully with more to come.
How many kokanee would you say are still in the lake after spawning is done?
Obviously, all of the spawning kokanee will die, so you are left with the non-spawning fish for the next year. Some of my most recent estimates are around 100,000 to 150,000 fish remaining after the spawn, next year's fish, but the monitoring process that provides those estimates are being improved on even as I write this, so I may refine those estimates in the next few years.
Is there any way to track survival rate?
We do track survival and natural reproduction through marking/tagging all of the stocked kokanee. Currently, we use a sandblaster to embed a small particle under their skin that will stay there permanently. We can see these tiny particles under a black light. This allows us to track each year class, with a unique color, and provides an estimate of natural reproduction.
What percentage of Utah's stocked kokanee come from Strawberry's egg gathering fertilization?
The vast majority of the kokanee egg production in Utah comes from Strawberry Reservoir. Depending on egg availability at Sheep Creek at Flaming Gorge, Strawberry will provide roughly 65% to nearly 100% of the eggs on an annual basis. We have the best egg-taking facility and trap in the state, and have developed a somewhat consistent run into the trap, which makes the egg collection process much easier. Flaming Gorge has improved their trap and runs on some years, and their contribution has increased in recent years with the increasing demand for kokanee eggs.
Most anglers believe that because of the pandemic that fishing pressure and catch rate has impacted kokanee fishing negatively. What is your opinion?
Increased pressure can impact fish populations. However, With kokanee and strawberry, I still think we have somewhat of a buffer based on the limited season. 95% of our kokanee are caught during 2.5 months in the summer, and the behavior of the fish. Also, any increased pressure typically affects the perception and attitudes of the anglers more than it is affecting our kokanee populations. However, I actually have numbers to show the impact from July creel surveys where we count how many anglers are on the reservoir, and interview them to see what they caught. July of 2020 and 2021 were high, but not the highest we have seen for fishing pressure. We saw between 240,000 and 260,000 hours of fish pressure during those 2 years, but we have seen pressure as high as 300,000 in previous years, and as low as 200,000 hours in the lower years. So we were in the middle the last 2 years. Harvest of kokanee was also not as high as we have seen, with roughly between 15,000 and 20,000 being harvested in July. Some years we have seen as many as 38,000 being harvested in the same time frame.
How does the strawberry fishery compare to other kokanee fisheries? Flaming Gorge, Jordanelle, Fish Lake.
I am not going to try and attempt to answer this with too much data, because I do not have all of the data from those other waters at my fingertips. However, we do rival, or exceed either of those waters for fish size, and catch rates, depending on the year, can be as good or better.
What can we do as kokanee fishermen to improve kokanee fishing at Strawberry?
Kokanee have rapidly become a more important species in Strawberry Reservoir in recent years, with a large group of anglers actively pursuing them. This has largely been the result of good kokanee populations over the last 6 to 7 years in Strawberry. However, we are going to have to realize that these populations will not always be high. Because of their fickle nature, we will see some low years as well, and there is not much we as managers, or the public, can do to change that fact. That is how nature works. However, we are more committed than ever to try and continue providing the best opportunities that we can for our kokanee anglers. Releasing a lot of your kokanee is a controversial subject, and the jury may still be out as to its true impact, but we have evidence that suggests that kokanee do not survive very well after being released, particularly in the hot summer months. Therefore, catching and keeping only what you need, or can legally possess, can help. Do not keep catching and releasing these fish, this may save a few. In summary, kokanee are a fun sport fish, and they have really gained popularity at Strawberry Reservoir. However, they can be a difficult species to manage for consistency, just ask any other kokanee fishery manager I know. We will see population swings, and often there is little we can do about that. Anglers are not harvesting all of the kokanee out of Strawberry, and other limitations due to drought, predation, egg availability/hatchery space are often more of a factor in how many fish we see from year to year. Hope this helps answer a few of your questions. Take care. Alan Ward, Strawberry Project Leader, Utah Division of Wildlife Resources.